Good evening, good morning, and good night. Welcome to Inappropriate Radio. It's your host, Tashana. Let's get into this. So, hi guys. As you know, we've been going over the rules and the laws as it pertains to three dimensions in particular: land, water, and the spiritual realms. Okay, of course there are more dimensions, more realms, but the creator didn't tell me to do all that. All right, now if you haven't been listening, or if you want to go over the basic rules, you're gonna have to go back a few segments. I want to say we've been having this discussion for about 2 into 3 weeks now. So yeah, we discussed an array of topics as it pertains to the rules and the laws, so you really have to just get into it. I don't want to be redundant and like repeat everything, but yeah, so we are coming to a halt with this topic. It's crazy because a lot of the times, if you know, a lot of the downloads and messages come in while you're asleep, whether it be through a dream, or whether you're just laying there like midway, like not woke but not asleep, and you might hear something or see something. And sometimes God will just show me like on TV. After he'll tell me, I'll get like confirmation through like a movie or a song, or I'll hear people over talking or something like that. But I didn't get anything. And then later on this evening, he said, this is it, like stop here. I was actually gonna, jot some things down, do a little research, and talk about it as it pertains to these three realms, but he was like, no, stop. What's crazy is I don't think I've ever done a segment about ending a topic. I know we've done introduction segments about what we're going to be going into, but I don't recall, I might be wrong, but I really don't recall going over a topic and then doing a segment when it's ending. I'm not sure. And the creator wants to go back to the periodic table. He said it's time to start taking it more serious. He's actually even been leading me to people who are really advanced in working with these different elements on the periodic table. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, can I talk about the manipulation of the elements in these three realms? Like let's talk about the rules and the laws as it pertains to these realms and as far as the elements go. And he was like, it'll come up. Let's get back to the periodic table. So I was just sitting there and I was just listening and, trying to fill out what it is that he is trying to guide me to pay attention to focus on. And then he was like, yeah, this is it. Let everybody know who's listening that this segment is done. And he did encourage me. He told me to encourage you all, rather, to do your own research on these rules and laws as it pertains to these dimensions. He actually even gave me a few people. And then this was odd because he never ever did that, right? He never had me tell you guys to like. So he said 19 Keys, Ben Carson, Yaki Awakened, Dr. Sebi, and there was a few others, but he told me to just focus on the men. And I don't know who this particular part of what I'm about to say is for, but he says that people that listen to me feel like women put a lot of emotion into their messages and it can take away from the effect of it. I'm not sure where that comes from, who he's telling me to say that to. I'm not an emotional person, especially when it comes to these messages, but he told me that a lot of the people need to listen to men and what they have to say about the topics that we've been covering here on Inappropriate Radio, to remove the likelihood of emotions ruining the message, ruining the effectiveness of, like, the overall delivery can come off as emotional. I don't know. I'm just doing what I'm told, right? He definitely said that listening to men to confirm what I've been covering is going to help some people. Okay, so I'm not sure who that's for, but yeah, apparently people feel like women who drop down these downloads and are in the line of work that I'm in, they are literally emotional and it avoids them from being good vessels. So yeah, those are a few men that he told me to tell you all to look into, to confirm what we've been discussing, especially when it comes to the realms and the laws and rules as they govern those three realms: land, water, and the spiritual realm. He even went so far as to say that there are even books that have been published. He didn't give me any titles, but he said ancient Mesopotamia, ancient Egypt, ancient Greece, ancient, the whole of America, ancient America. And I believe what he was trying to say was that the knowledge that comes from your research is not only going to confirm what I've been saying here on this podcast, but it's going to educate you further. You're going to learn things that I haven't even discussed, that I haven't touched. And it's going to be deep information. So you need to be willing to open up your ear gates, your heart gates, your eye gates, and really pay attention to what it is that you're consuming as you do this research. Mainly because a lot of this information is going to disappear. So that's why he told me to tell you guys to get books. Because a lot of the information is going to disappear. It's not going to be easily accessible to us, especially if you are not vibrating on a high enough frequency. He made it very clear that people were going to be actually attacking you in very subtle ways once you start coming into contact with this information. Because what happens is, once you learn this information, you will start to elevate in a lot of different areas of your life. And people will see it. People around you will notice. People that you don't even know physically know you in the spirit. And they're going to come for you. Because you're going to start making choices that goes against their very behavior. And it's not their behavior per se. It's just their mindset. They're going to be upset that this knowledge is going to allow you and push you to start doing a lot of things differently. And you have to be prepared for spiritual attack once you start coming into contact with this information. And we've talked about this, right? And we know this. The more you're doing the right thing, just the odds come against you, especially when you're doing something for the creator, right? People will come at you. And these are more so lessons for you to learn. But when it comes to this information, it's literally catapulting you into the dimensions that are awaiting you. Okay, this is you coming closer into alignment. And you're going to feel the need to move into these dimensions with a particular mindset, especially, moving forward There's nothing wrong with learning and educating yourself spiritually, okay? Again, people are going to try to contradict, try to make you contradict, try to debunk, try to convince you otherwise. It's going to be a lot of different things that people are going to say and do to make you feel like, maybe you're wrong, maybe, the sources that you're looking into aren't credible. You're even going to get into arguments and debates with people who you consider to be scholars because, again, this is not information that is just out there. You have to dig for it. If you know, right? If God gave you the gift of prophecy, then you can look and see what I'm saying is not a lie, right? You'll come across the information. But when you have to dig for this information, if you have to go about this in unconventional ways, then that should be a telltale sign that this is like hidden information. It's like hidden in plain sight, if you will. A lot of us don't really have the wherewithal. Some of us don't really have the access to like bookstores that, may have this information in abundance. I've read a few books about just the cosmos and just the laws. I actually have one, the 42 Laws of Ma'at. That's pretty popular. You could also look into that. There are several authors who have gone into the 42 Laws of Ma'at. It's pretty popular. A lot of people who study ancient Egypt and just ancient Africa as a whole, they are pretty familiar with at least the title, right? Even if you don't really know the actual laws, you've heard the term 42 Laws of Ma'at, right? I would encourage you to look into that. All of this lingo, all of the different conversations taking place, all of the people who are attempting to confuse, just really cause confusion amongst people who are seeking this knowledge, it'll subside. It'll be subdued. Don't worry about that. Your goal here should be to seek information that is going to help your spirit grow. Once you start coming into contact with this information, you might experience rashes, dehydration. Something might start going on with your toes, the back of your legs, more like the calf area, and like just itchy skin. This is a literal sign and symptom that you are shedding your old self. This is a sign that your spirit is moving in a direction that your body has to fight to keep up with, okay? Don't ask me, just do the research, okay? You can even look that up, right? Like, what are some physical symptoms that are related to spiritual ascensions, okay? You don't have to believe me. Just look into it yourself. Do your own research. Do yourself a favor and don't try to attack what messengers are saying, okay? It's important because you're probably gonna need those people, okay? But yeah, that's pretty much it. We're done with this as God said, right? We try to be obedient as possible over here. But yeah, that's it. We're gonna be heading over back to the periodic table. Alright, but I'm gonna end it here. I do love y'all. I hope y'all are drinking your water, eating your fruit and vegetables, and sipping on your own tea because it's free. And I hope y'all are staying sucker free. Alright. Date on the ammunition class coming soon. Love y'all. Peace.